Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Medu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from I am Indore, and friends, as we all know, Medu Study is your own channel initiative in which we discuss various management topics and subjects in a very simple manner. Friends, our today's video is from one of the most liked module, which is in strategic management. In strategic management, if you remember, we are doing strategy implementation. First we formulated strategy and then we are implementing it. First part of that was organizing and structure, which we discussed in 3 videos, that how you organize it, how the structure should be, different types of structures. And then I told that after structure is finalized, then we need to go for staffing and we need to give a direction to that, and that is known as staffing and directing part. Today we will begin it and we will conclude it in a couple of videos. Let us begin. One important profile which comes when there is a staffing is integration managers. As the name says, integrate, to add up. So managers who need to take care of that. Whenever there are two entities, they are getting merged. They see everyone will have their own strengths, own weaknesses, but some combined entity is being formed. So differences will be there and you need to take care. Let us take one very good example which is there recently, which is going on, is Air India and Vistara. So Tata took over them and Air Asia. There are 3 airlines. Now they are going to integrate. So role of these integration managers will come. What these integration managers will do? Prepare a competitive profile of company in terms of strength and weakness. So make a competitive profile. Chart out, list down what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses. Draft a policy of what the ideal combined company should look like. Now you write down, you will have some things in your mind, that ideal company, this is the ideal, how it is shaping up, looking. Note that down. Develop action plan to close the gap between actual and ideal. Now one is your actual scenario, how you are currently, one is the ideal, what you want to do. Develop the plan, how you will bridge that particular gap. Establish training programs to unite the combined company and make it more competitive. Now whatever these gaps are there, to bridge that, you need to do some training with your people, and that is why we need to establish some training programs. Next comes, my dear friends, staffing. Characteristics of successful integration managers include, so now if you are looking for such kind of integration and you want to hire integration managers, or some of the current people you want to use, what characteristics those people should have? Deep knowledge of the acquiring company, very important. Company that you are going to acquire, you should have deep knowledge about that. What kind of things are there in that particular company? Flexible management style should be flexible, because see, you will have some different policies, the person in front will have some different policies. You should be flexible for all particular things. Ability to work in cross functional teams, you should be able to work in cross functional teams. Many times it happens that a person has complete domain knowledge about his particular domain and he's comfortable, but when it comes to working with people across function, they are not that comfortable. That can be challenging. So that is why you should be able to work in cross functional team. Willingness to work independently, you should be willing to work independently, means without any particular support or without any particular guidance. You should be on your own. It is a common word used in corporates, be on your own. What does be on your own means? You should be able to work independently. Sufficient emotional and cultural intelligence to work in a diverse environment. You should have that cultural intelligence, emotional intelligence, because people in those particular different firms will be from different cultures, different backgrounds, different knowledges. So you should have particular intelligence so that you can work in that particular diverse environment. Staffing following strategies. So one way to implement a company's business strategy, such as overall low cost, is through training and development. Now you have decided that there will be some strategy. It can be low cost, it can be following profitability, it can be XYZ, but what is important is training and development. You need to train your employees, you need to develop them. Executive characteristics influence strategic outcomes of a corporation. So the characteristics of the executives, executive means top level, CXO level people, or the one level down maybe, but people who are in top management leadership team, they influence the strategic outcome of the corporation. It should always be driven from the top. If your top people are not convinced, strategy cannot be done. Matching the manager to strategy. Now what is executive type? Executives with a particular mix of skills and experiences. These are those people who have mix of skills, mix of experiences, and who can drive this particular thing. They are paired with a specific corporate strategy. They have some particular strategy in their mind and they use their skills to work upon it. Now selection and management development, there are two important parts. First is executive, and both of these we have discussed in our HR modules. Executive succession, process of replacing a key top manager. So whenever there is some level top level vacancy, for example CFO of the companies goes, CM of the company goes, VP person goes, the process of replacing that particular person is known as your executive succession. Succession planning, identifying candidates below the top layer of management. Now to do that, you identify people who are level down, one level down. So if it is for VP, people at AVP level, they are basically your candidates. Measuring internal candidates against the external candidates. Now one is the external pool which is available to hire, one is the internal people who can be promoted, and providing financial incentive to this particular people. See, it is always beneficial to do this internal promotion, internal candidates, for a couple of reasons. One, you save on the time, efforts, cost which is there in bringing an external candidate. Second, internal candidates, they are used to your company's culture, your company's policies, and also it gives a very good I would say motivation or your culture that in this company if you work you get promoted. So for all these reasons you should always look for internal candidates, and there should be a strong succession plan available in the company. Identifying abilities and potential. Now to identify the abilities and the potential candidates, there are some measures. First is the performance appraisal. Performance appraisal means system to identify good performance with promotion potential. So during the potential appraisal, it is not about just increasing the salary or the packages. It is also to see the potential, is to see who are the people who can get promoted, who are future ready. This is very important. Second is assessment center. These centers are developed to evaluate a person's suitability for an advanced position. Means tomorrow if that thing is coming, who are the people who can get promoted? For example, one example, there are many people who are senior executives at sales level. You make an assessment center that out of these 30 people who are there attending, who are the top 2-3 candidates who are ready to take up next level, which is maybe area sales manager. So tomorrow if any vacancy comes, rather than bringing a person from outside, you promote. It will set up a very good example. Everyone will get motivated. Next is job rotation. Ensure employees are gaining a mix of experience to prepare them for future responsibilities. You give mix of experience to people. That can be across regions, it can be across departments, it can be across verticals. For example, a person in marketing for some time gets experience of production, sourcing, finance. A person who is in corporate gets experience of field, depot, plant. A person who is in north gets experience of east, west, south. All those things are there which can get completed in this particular thing. Problems in retrenchment. Now for example, your company has taken a call that it needs to downsize people, and we are hearing this news nowadays. Google has downsized this many number of employees. This tech company for example is downsizing. Now what can be the reasons? Planned elimination of jobs and positions. It is also called right sizing or resizing. Now why company does that? Because sometimes company, to maintain its profitability, takes such calls for future, but it can damage the learning capacity of the organization, and it also drop the creativity significantly. Because see, the people who are high performing, if company does that thing that once fine day mail goes to people that your job is gone, then even employees, they will also, what they will do, they will also start looking for job proactively. They will not wait for that company asks them to leave and then search. So many times it happens that because of such policies you lose upon very good talent, high performers. What can be the guidelines for successful downsizing? So now if a company has to take this call, what step you should follow? Eliminate unnecessary work instead of making across the board cuts. So for example, if you company decided that 20% job has to be cut, so out of 100 employees 80 will be there, 20 will go. So don't just press this decision across department that every department has to cut 20% of the force. No, see which particular work or part is something which you can eliminate. Contract out work that others can do cheaper. Many times it happens that some works contractual people can do and at cheap level. You see that. Plan for long run efficiencies. How you can become efficient in long run. Communicate the reasons for action. Whatever actions you have taken, what are the reasons? Communicate well so that there are no gaps. Invest in remaining employees. Now 20% you have reduced, remaining 80% you need to invest in their training, in their development. develop value added job to balance the job elimination, and remaining jobs please make value added, that you, so that the people can perform well. Then next comes leading. So in the implementation part involves leading and coaching people to use the abilities, the skills most efficiently. You coach them, you tell them how they can do that. Without direction, people tend to do work according to personal view of how the task should be done, in what order, what. So you need to set out, this is the thing, these are the objectives, this is the thing in mind, and you work accordingly. Otherwise a person will plan out according to his own whims and fancies. That should not be the case. So friends, this is from today's video. In the next video, we will continue and discuss upon staffing and directing second part. If there is any confusion, you can write in the comment section or our mail ID, which is meedu.study@gmail.com. If you are liking the content, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Take care.